1, 2, 3.
Say it with me. Live nude puppets. That's right. Live nude puppets. It's live nude puppets. It's just fun saying live nude puppets. Live nude puppets. Live nude puppets. They're back. Say it with me. Live news puppets.
On today's show, Jay and I decide to bottle Flint, Michigan water. And is Jay actually Julian from the Trailer Park Boys? Is football becoming like the WWE? And I end up backstage inside Lady Gaga's dressing room with her underpants. This and much more on this week's Live Metal Puppets.
Don't say any potty words because my mom is listening.
Oh, baby, I love you. You fucking bastard.
Hey, Planet Earth, it's Live Nude Puppets. We're back. It's Bobby Puppet.
And I'm Jay Puppet.
Go f*** yourself.
Vouchers? We ain't got no vouchers. We don't need no vouchers. I don't have to show you any stinking vouchers.
So I'm trying to find news on Stephen Pearcy, okay? So Rat just won that lawsuit. And I'm thumbing around. I'm looking for interviews. I think Eddie Trunk's thing was before any court dates. And so I come across, who else? Mancow.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, remember that dude? Now, I didn't like him 20 years ago. And if
I
you
did, but I grew up and
you.
moved on.
But, I mean, the two things he has in common with Chicago icon Steve Dahl and Wally Phillips is all three of them are completely irrelevant in today's 2017. They all should become station programmers, in my opinion. This is what he did, dude. He took a picture of Stephen Pearcy and put it on the cover of that episode, and it said, "Interview with Stephen Pearcy." I sat through the worst shit and drawl. The things they talked about. I mean, they talked about, was it UFO or REO? UFO, not UFO. Some real pussy metal band from 1977. And it wasn't ELO, but it was pretty close. For like 25 fucking minutes on the loop, dude. And I'll bleep that out.
Come on.
Yeah. Because he was friends with them and he met him one time. So he's got to tell a story about the most irrelevant band on the loop. And it was all the same. The guy is very intelligent. So I get to minute number 80. And it's one of the office monkeys calling Stephen Pearcy to see if he's ready for the interview. And he says he needs to go back to bed. After 80
When did they record this
minutes.
thing?
Why did he name it his episode? To be a dick? You could do that in radio. What they do in radio, dude, is they just thumb you along, commercial.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, this is going to happen, and at the end of the 4 hours, it happens. So-and-so is on, okay? You can't do that in podcasting. You know, there's a reason why you hear the band song in our show at minute number 9.
Yeah, it's on
because
purpose.
people expect to hear it. Because people came here to hear the band. It's not about me and you. Me and you are the bread, and they're the meat and the cheese.
Sounds like he was the Flint water at the sandwich party.
So that was the first bad review I ever gave in my life. And if you have a problem with podcasters doing that, then listen to one of his shows and see if you're happy, if you're pissed, and give him a review. Fucking dick. You are so irrelevant, man cow.
Hey, let's just not talk about him anymore.
I'll bleep his name out. Just the first part.
Yeah. I mean, it's to the point where it's just silliness. I mean, I forgot he was even around. I figured he would have retired and gone on to do something entirely different.
Yeah. Now, I liked his, he had that show about him and his brother. It was really mostly about his brother.
The car dealership?
Yeah, I like that. That was a good television show, and I would encourage more of that. But radio in the morning, there's no time, there's no place in the world for his voice in the morning. just because he took 2 Adderall before, and we're just stuck on coffee. I loved Chicago talk radio, but I couldn't stand him. In the morning, I would do nobody because I work second shift, I think.
Yeah.
Or I did Stern when first Stern showed up in Chicago.
So I never got into that. I couldn't care less about Stern.
Well, dude, I just think radio's got to be done a better way. If I hear Back in Black one more time on that particular station, I'm gonna probably put
Right.
my eyes out with a pencil. Just because it was the number 1 song in 1977.
It's a great album, but it doesn't need to be played on the hour.
Mr. Robert, now, this is Officer Alex Watson working with the Criminal Investigation Division of the IRS. First of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
All right. Now, Mr. Robert, first of all, let me inform you that the reason why we were trying to reach you is to inform you that there is an arrest warrant which has been issued against your name and your social, and we have received a legal affidavit against your name, which states that there is an outstanding tax payment pending under your name. So did you receive any kind of notification regarding this case before? Or
No, absolutely not. Well, tell me what the amount money is that you say that I owe.
Sorry?
How much do I owe?
The total outstanding amount which is showing over here, which you owe to the federal government, it is $2,497.62.
Oh, dear. Okay. How about I can give you guys 2,900 and how much?
$2,497.62.
I can give 2,494 hand jobs. And I'll jack everybody in the office off. And I'll give you all hand jobs. And we'll call it even, okay?
I just saw something on the news the other day that some dog gave birth to a litter, and one of the dogs came out green. Did you see this?
Oh.
I didn't read it.
that
I
one.
was like, this is
He was
stupid.
dead, right? Oh, he was dead.
No, it just had a green pigment to it, I guess. After they washed the afterbirth off.
Well, God bless Texas.
It might have been, I bet you it was in Michigan. They probably used that lead-based water.
Flint,
Michigan. Flint, Michigan puppies are not good.
We should start a water brand and call it Flint. Well, there's like stuff floating around. There's a baby pacifier.
It's got like the things floating and stuff. Couldn't pass
part of
the
a
EPA
thumb. Flint.
You walk by the display and the EPA just like shuts down.
Flint bottled water for those who like the taste of home. Yeah, we can market it towards people who moved out of Flint who still don't have that taste. The water just doesn't taste right in Philadelphia.
Yeah, everybody says that about Chicago water.
Well, that's because it's so full. You know what the taste that you taste in Chicago water is? It's estrogen, because women are flushing their pills down the toilet when they miss their days. So all us men are growing tits. That's what's happening in Chicago water. So could you please stop flushing
loaded with estrogen.
your non-pregnancy pills down the fucking toilet because they can't filter it out of the water, and I'm growing tits. That's what Chicago water tastes like. Ask any woman who's ever sucked on a pregnancy pill.
Bitch tits. Meet Bob. Bob has bitch tits. Bubbles.
Yeah. Now I'm almost topping out. Turn it down a little bit.
Cunty. Cunty bubbles. That's going to be code word for, what's her name? Your ex. Cunty bubbles. I guess we can't say that in front of the kid either. Never mind.
There's nothing, probably.
Bad code name.
She's too smart.
Yeah, she's definitely. Are you sure she's your kid? She's a lot smarter than you, dude.
No. Well, if she didn't look exactly like my sisters, then no.
She really does look like she's related to, though. I mean, that's,
Sometimes I say, I don't think my ex-wife is the mother. Sometimes I question that.
that could be. That would be convenient, huh?
Yeah, I've been saying that for years. Okay, Jay, so
I think
like
she don't listen to this stuff.
we changed our name from Live Nude Puppets to Live Metal Puppets, and it strongly appears to me through me going to podcast platforms that their computer brain could not handle the information given, and you can't find either now.
Wah 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 wah.
We lost some people in the transition, and that might be like countrywide. I didn't check that deep into the numbers. I'm not a numbers guy. That doesn't matter really. But if you see a big drop off and you're like, "Ooh, what did we do this week that was different?" Well, we changed the name in iTunes and we changed the picture. So if people didn't have subscriptions, we would have lost them. That's why we say subscribe, because if you subscribe, you could set it so you don't download it. You just stream it. You know, if you want to download it, great. But if you're not subscribed to us to listen to the show, you got to download it. So stream it. Anyway, so some people want to send us some stuff. And as long as it's not dildos, you should send it to
Live Metal Puppets at P.O. Box 210366, Bedford, Texas 76095. That's BEDFORD for those of you that don't spell good.
And most of those people are in Bedford, Texas, Bo.
Very true.
They didn't get Bedford.
I don't need to spell. I got a computer.
I pledge allegiance to Texas, so don't come shooting. I was born in Illinois, and I know you guys will kick my ass out of there like I'm an illegal alien.
I know, my wife still swears you're going to have a passport next time you come here.
As soon as the shit hits the fan, oh, you know, what do they call you if you're not born there?
Oh, yeah, we're transplants.
Yeah, all you transplants are going in one bus. All 1.2 million of you transplants are out of here.
We got a big bus. You're going to have to go do Border Patrol.
You know what? The banks in Texas, it's like a competition to see, or it's just everything, not just banks, just any institution. It's a competition to see who can get the biggest flag on the biggest flag pole.
You notice that, huh?
Yeah, it's literally.
When you drive around out here, there's one that's like 30 feet by 30, like
it's a
like
competition.
20 feet. It's some obnoxious size.
It's cool. You won't ever see that with the Illinois flag.
Yeah, no, there's a Mitsubishi dealership over here that has a gigantic one.
Has he got any commercials on TV? Come on down to Crazy Texan Bob. We're giving away a puppy with every car.
A puppy.
Everybody gets a puppy this weekend. We got 4-legged puppy, 3-legged puppy. We got a 1-eyed puppy. We got another puppy just goes around in circles.
It creeped me out when I first saw that, and you showed that to me, years and years ago when it first came out. And I don't know if you realized it, but it was kind of like I was watching it, and it was tripping me out because I felt like I was looking in a mirror.
Right, because he looks like you, he moves like you.
His mannerisms are the same. Everything is the fucking same. It was really bizarre.
Like you could be his stunt guy if you did stunts.
Oh, yeah.
You got the same facial hair.
Yeah. Now, the woman that worked for me at the time, she was watching this thing too. And I turned around to her, and her name was Tammy. I said, "Hey, is it me or does this guy look a lot like me?" And she goes, "Yeah, I was kind of looking at that, wondering what the fuck is going on."
Why are you watching a video of yourself on Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah. Jay Puppet Pierce is the twin of Julian.
Yep.
That's our claim to fame. Now. The dogs are calling.
I should make it a point to see if I can meet that guy so we can take a picture together. That would be funny.
Yeah, he would probably enjoy that after seeing you. But you'd have to explain to him that you're not trying to look like him.
No,
like everybody else
this
that he
is-
has to take a picture with.
Yeah,
This is how I
it,
look
man.
every day.
I could wear this shirt. I could wear a Slayer shirt. I could wear a lot of different things.
Right. That's the only. He wears a plain black and you don't. But you could take a picture out from 1990 and go, see here, I'm wearing the same thing. 1985, see here, I'm wearing the same thing. 2000, see.
The only thing that's different is the hair.
Yeah, the hair was down to your ass in the 90s and the 80s.
You know, there were so many reasons why, socially and economically,
Yeah.
you needed
Yeah.
New England Patriots to win.
Yeah.
And I love football. I mean, I've been watching most of my life, but I the older I get, the more I'm starting to look at it, thinking, yeah, it was probably a little more manipulated today than it used to be.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's my opinion. I feel as if the longer we go on, the more we're going to find out about this game
Real.
and how it's being conducted behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got an ownership league the way that they do, Walter Payton could very well afford a football team, but they wouldn't let him buy one.
Right.
You know, but they'll give you an award for in his name every year because you're the most
Right.
outstanding person in the league.
Yeah. And everybody tunes in to watch that. And how much does Walter Payton's wife get out of that?
Oh, who knows? Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you know what? She's probably not independently wealthy. What's she making money off of? Like, what are they marketing?
I'm sure the Paytons are probably to the point now where they're probably hustling to maintain some type of lifestyle under his name. I mean, his kid didn't do worth a shit.
Yeah, his son is an announcer now, right? Or a coach at some college.
Yeah, I think he's a coach. I don't even follow him. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where when you're not playing, you're not actively receiving a revenue stream. Unless you have endorsements and you've saved your money,
Right.
you're going to have a problem. And the man hasn't picked up a football and, you know, hell, he was retired for 10 years before he died.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and,
like
I
the
mean,
most
he had his
beloved
business interests and stuff, and who
Chicagoan
knows what he
ever.
had set up and created for his family. But I mean,
I just don't see his name on products anymore.
no,
I think
you do.
Kangaroos
You
had
do
it
not.
5 years ago.
I mean, you don't see his image. You don't see his likeness. Nothing. You hear about a trophy once a year. That's it.
Yeah. And he's the most beloved Chicagoan.
They've probably already liquidated. I mean, do they still live in North Barrington?
Yeah. Or Arlington Heights. One of the two.
Well,
I know he ran that hill in Arlington Heights every morning, but he could be in Barrington, and then they're right next to each other.
Yeah, right.
But why doesn't the Payton family recognize that they could sell two Walter Payton items before the Bears could sell one Bears item? You know what I mean? I mean, Payton. People love Payton more
Well, there's
than
a finite
they love the
amount
Bears.
of items that you can use at this point.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, his
Hats.
signature is only on so many things. His likeness is only on so many things.
I would wear a hat that said 34.
Yeah, that'd be iconic. I mean, I'd wear that.
Yeah, I would wear that over a Bears hat.
Everybody, if you had Bears blue, orange, and with the orange and white numbers, and it just said 34 on it, everybody know what that was.
Right. In this town, and probably a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, when I go to football games in other cities, I usually wear an Urlacher jersey or my Payton jersey, and I catch zero shit from people.
Right.
I mean, it's just a level of respect for that player. And then like, fucking Bears. You don't get that as much as you get, oh, hey, Peyton, yeah,
Yeah. I don't even fit in my Peyton jersey anymore. That's a sign. Right now I'm staring at a Reggie White 92 Green Bay Packers jersey that belongs to my daughter. And now she's saying she doesn't like the Packers.
Me either.
But you got to respect a Reggie White jersey.
Of course.
Yeah. You give a shit about the Green Bay, but you can't give me shit about I'm too close to the border, and really, if the only good football games I've ever seen in this area is a Packers game. And the only time a Bears game is interesting at all is when they're playing the Packers and they get their ass kicked really bad and amazing things happen. But it's the Packers that are doing it.
You know what gets me? I mean, we can't talk about the Bears forever here, but you know what really gets me is You hear about New England having 5 Super Bowl rings. So fucking what?
Right.
The Bears have had 8 NFL championships and 1 Super Bowl. That's 9 by my count.
And people buy Bears shit like we won the Super Bowl last year. They don't stop.
Right.
And if they want a better team, they have to stop.
That's the reason why you're not going to have another winning team. Why?
Right.
When you don't have to put a winning team together to sell shit.
Right.
The stadium's still
Because you're
full.
selling
Everybody's
the
buying
shit.
hot dogs and beer and shit.
Every guy over 300 pound in Chicago has a Bears hat on.
Yeah. I mean, out here, if Dallas isn't doing with this shit, things get ugly. Nobody goes to the games. I mean, the seats are vacant. If Dallas isn't winning, nobody sits there. They won't come to games. They'll fucking watch it at home, man.
Chicago's not that smart as far as fans go.
It's a level of dedication.
You got to scold your team when they suck.
Yeah.
And Chicago won't do that.
If a kid fucks up, you gotta spank him. If your team fucks up, you gotta spank him.
I mean, we went to Cubs games for 100 years, and we didn't win nothing. We didn't win a game. I think we went 100 years without winning a game, right? Is that? I can't remember, but it's close. It's like 6. We won like 6 games, and that's when it was like exhibition against the number 1 Little League team in the country. That's the only time the Cubs ever win. So we finally won, but they're not going to sell 10 cents more T-shirts than they did last year when we sucked. So I walk into the backstage in the morning. I'm backstage at one of those theaters that seats like 5,000 people. You know, it's not like a stadium, you know, like a half round kind of,
Right,
you know, kind of orchestra looking place.
Band shell kind of thing.
And what's that? Yeah, like a big indoor band shell. And, you know, the kind of place Carlin would play at. I saw Carlin there. And I saw Chris Rock there.
Oh, yeah.
About that size place.
Right.
And so I walk in the back door and I'm talking to the cop. And I'm not a cop, but I can walk into any back door anywhere on the planet pretty much any time except for a private residence. So I walk in there and I'm like, hey, dude, you know, whose setup is this? And he goes, it's Lady Gaga's. And I'm like, do you mind? Can I take a look, you know, at what's, you know, the setup and stuff? He's like, yeah,
Right.
Come on. So we walk by all the equipment. Okay. Walk by a drum set, walk by a bass guitar, walk by a guitar, walk by the amps.
Not to interrupt, but but in the amps, did they have washers and dryers like Van Halen?
No, but none of it was real, dude. None
really?
of it was real. The guitars were fake. The amps didn't have wires or cords or speakers. Everything was fake except for one guitar and one amp, and I think it was an Ampeg amp, and the piano. And everything else was fucking fake.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
it would probably be harder to fake the job than doing the actual job. I don't know why you would do that.
Dude, the drum set was so lame, too. And maybe, I don't know, I didn't see her show. Maybe that was at one part of the show she has to have a fake band for a minute.
Yeah, but still.
Or is there, you know, I don't know. But it was all fake instruments or the real instruments that were definitely not usable. And so he goes, come here. And we follow this train of lights on the floor. And it brings us to what I think is a curtain. And he goes, go inside. And I go inside and I'm standing inside Lady Gaga's onstage dressing room. The outside is covered in black and it's on stage and you can't see it. He said that too. He goes, you go stand out there. You can't see this tent. And on the inside of the tent, it had all of that reflective material that like photographers use with.
Yeah, that sheer kind of silvery stuff.
Yeah, they get that circle, the guy in the movies, and the guy's got to put the light on the actor.
Right.
It was, and then it had one big bright light bulb in the middle, and then it had like 7 or 8 chairs and some personal effects laying around from the dancers and Lady Gaga who are changing in there. And then he goes, walk through that door, and I walk through that door, and now I'm on stage. And if you ever seen her stage show, she's got these 2 giant screens shaped like a V pointing at the audience. And they're not really screens. They're like a bunch of little lights that are digitally controlled to make pictures. They could actually play a movie on it.
Huh.
And I'm standing in the stage area for where she has to dance with all these dancers, and there's really not much room there at all. I mean, in front of her, there's a ton of room, but that V's not very wide.
It's very narrow, huh?
It's a pretty narrow area, probably because of this big, giant dressing room that's on stage.
Probably because they don't like fat people on stage either.
Yeah, but you know what? Since she took her makeup off on the Super Bowl, she looked pretty hot without no makeup on. She looks like
she's
a monster.
much better. She's much better looking without makeup.
Way better looking. And they always talk about how ugly she is.
I'm with you on that. Well,
I'm way uglier than her.
I would never take away from the fact that she has a great voice, but outside of that, I don't care.
She's super talented.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, besides that, though, I couldn't give a shit.
Me neither. I hate that fucking...
My day doesn't change with or without her in it.
No, mine won't either. But wouldn't that be funny if one day it did? Your Challenger is broken down on the side of the road. Lady Gaga pulls up to you. She's like,
Hi, I'm Lady Gaga.
hey, are you Julian from Trailer Park Boys? Because you're holding a scotch and Coke in a tumbler in your hand on the side of the road. By your
I got the rocks
car.
glass with the rum and Coke.
You got the Oakleys, the black T-shirt, or the Ray-Bans, the black T-shirt, black pants, and the black shoes on a real hot summer Texas day. And you're like, no, I'm Jay from Live Metal Puppets. And she's like, get in here, motherfucker. I'll give you a ride home.
Yeah.
Batches. I don't have to show you any stinking batches.
Peace and love worldwide. Live life before life lives you.
Why do you need a turkey baster?
Hey, Live Nude Puppet fans, go to livenudepuppets.com to get your Live Nude Puppets t-shirt. We got one for $9.99. We got one for $12.99. We got double-sided, you name it. But our fans come first, the lowest prices in t-shirts, and the only t-shirt that gets you laid.
It looks like a penis.
I love that.
Dear Santa and Jesus and Obi-Wan Kenobi, please help all the listeners to subscribe and share my Daddy and Uncle Jay's podcast. They love to share awesome bands with the world. And please teach Daddy to be funny and stop swearing so much, especially Uncle Jay. He smells like whiskey and Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Please subscribe and share my Daddy and Uncle Jay's podcast.